Alright, I'm back again. So today I'm gonna talk about the non-compete. I got 100 likes on my short, so here I am making a video about the non-compete the FTC just approved and what I think about it. So right off the jump, I think it's a good thing. Um, it can't really do anything wrong with it. It's just corporations. But before I get into that, let me explain that I'm not your business consultant, and before you do anything or take a job or do anything else, please contact a lawyer or someone to understand your situation better. I'm just telling you from my standpoint. So, non-compete. What is a non-compete? A non-compete is pretty much you can't work on their equipment, you can't do work in that industry or such as that. So if you go work for a company and you try to go and work for the competitor, you can't do that. So it very limits you from your jobs in the industry. So why I think it's a bad thing right off the thing, it limits you, it hurts people's pay because companies know that they put a non-compete on you, you can't go to their competitors. And I really think that's wrong. And it was a 3-2 vote, so it's passed. It's supposed to take effect. And let me double check. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up the article for y'all. So here's the article. It was put out April 23rd by the Federal Trade Commission, if you don't know what the FTC stand for. So today the federal issued the ruling. So it's supposed to start about 8,500 jobs or companies, which is a good thing so we can innovate again. The issue with the non-compete is once you go to work for a company like a robotic or let's say robotics, gaming, you can't work in that industry really anymore because it's putting your livelihood up, because now you can't work for certain companies or the competitors. Well, it shouldn't be like that. You should be able to work at wherever you want to work at. And that's my personal opinion on it. Now, this non-compete does not stop you you stealing from their companies or anything like that. So what it does do is if you want to go work for someone else or if you want to start your own business, it's because that's your livelihood. Now you can't go and steal your old company's customers, and that is a different type of contract, and it is a non-disclosure or it's an alternate form of a non-compete. So what's going to happen is they're going to change, instead of non-compete, they're going to do, hey, you cannot work for a company if with these type of things. Or they're going to go into saying, hey, you can't steal your old customers back for about 6 months. You cannot use our information to help your other business. So those are the other type of contracts they're going to put people in. But I really think a non-compete is really hurting the industries for most of the industries. Now, came out on April 23rd, 2024, and it's supposed to take effect in, I believe, September. Let me look it up. And look it up real quick. So yeah, September 4th, 2024 is whenever they're going to challenge it. So either way, this non-compete is going away. And most non-compete doesn't hold up in court anyways. So if someone tries to sue you and you try to go work for a corporation and they sue you, they're just trying to waste money, so they're running you out of money, which I believe is the wrong thing to do. So in my industry, in medical, I've seen it where they try to sue someone with an ultrasound skill, And I'm sorry to say, it was GE Healthcare try to hire a someone with ultrasound experience, and he went to a whole different type of job field where he was online support. Well, the old company tried to sue him, and luckily GE Healthcare helped him out, got him the lawyer, and said, "Hey, man, this is his livelihood. You can't really stop someone from working in the industry if that's how they pay their bills." That's why I believe non-compete is horrible. You know, you're trying to keep people locked into a certain job and pay them extremely low wages so you can make more money is a wrong thing to do. Because what was going on was these non-compete clauses was keeping wages low, and even the FTC was noticing this. So if the FTC is saying, "Hey, man, American people with these non-compete is keeping our wages low. This is one of the reasons why y'all are not getting these bigger wages increases. So let's stop it." That's why I say, hey, non-compete is bad, because, hey, if you want to go to another company and you work for me to make more money, I recommend you to do it because they pay you better, and your bosses should give you a pat on the back and say, "Thank you for your hard work. Please close out whatever your time is, and hope you the best of luck," because I can't either pay you more, or they give them a pay increase, because that's what helps drive your pay or your wages to go up in the industry. What happened right now is everyone has a standard. Oh, I'm only going to pay for this much for this amount of experience, and doesn't really look at anything else. So they're not increasing wages enough for people to even buy houses. So what should we do now? Hey, we should get rid of non-compete so people can start companies and innovate these products, because why are you going to innovate whenever they're only paying you, let's say, 60,000 a year, but you can go out, make your own program, make 80,000 a year, which that would help drive the economy by giving more money and paying more taxes, because believe it or not, a lot of these corporations are in the negative. So if they're in the negative, and they're not really paying their fair share of taxes. So the FTC did believe that 2.7% per year increase. That means 8,500 more business a year, which that's a great thing. And it estimate increase per year additional $524, which is great. So now there's alternate forms to non-compete, which is going to be NDAs or non-disclosure, and NPRM. And this is for, let's say, executives that's making over 151,000 a year, which not a lot of people are. So if you work for a company and you make rules, policies, and procedures, now they're gonna modify the non-competes, and it's gonna affect you differently. But that is not for the average American. So what does the boss think about this as a owner? I think it's a good thing. Why? It's because now you're not limiting your employee just to work for you, and you can have a competitive edge as a employer or an employee. What I mean by employer? Well, the employer has to do more for the employee now. You can't run them 80, 90 hours a week. You might have to hire more people. So it drives the growth of the company, and you don't rely on one or two people. So it evens out the workload. That's what I think it's going to end up doing with this. Now, what is it going to do for the employees? It's going to give them an edge to go, hey, I want a better job. I want more money. I want this. And they have a more fighting chance. Now, is there anything else you really need to know about it? Now, we can go into talking about what is a non-compete, exception to what is bad. But in general, non-compete after September 4th is going to be going away. Now they are going to put new styles of non-compete out there. And that's going to change the game on what they're going to put in these documents. They might be very specific. You can't touch XYZ anymore or something else. I don't know. You have to see what these lawyers are going to come up with to find a loophole to this uh, removal of non-compete. They're going to call it something else. So they can really remove the non-compete? Yes, the current one. What are companies and big corporations going to do? They're going to find a loophole and make a new style of a non-compete, and they're going to call it something else. They're going to either, who knows what they're going to call it? They might call it, hey, you can't steal our customers. Hey, you can't call or take any of the information from our companies to help any other companies. So they can't take your skills away. They can't, if you're a programmer, they can't take your programming skills away, your knowledge of programming. So that's what they're not going to be able to take away. But they can take away the database. They can take away, your sell clients. They can take away those type of things because those are different from your livelihood. Your livelihood pretty much is if you're in a service industry and you work for a diesel company and you try to go work for another diesel company, they say, hey, no, you can't do that. You have a non-compete, but you're just a service engineer and you're just trying to get a better paying job. Well, that's gonna be end of that. So now you can get a better raise as a service. So is this good or bad? I think it's a good for the American people. So please like and subscribe to the video. That's all I really got for it. If this gets 100 views, I can tell you, hey, what's the good and bad and make a list about it. But besides that, I think it's a good thing. It really helps the American people with pay and with being able to switch jobs.